You know, most people, they hate the new corporate minimalist design. But for me personally, I think it is an improvement with most logos. So I'm gonna be responding to this video by quote unquote schlatt. He made a video saying that he hates corporate design, so I thought I'd make a rebuttal to this video because I like corporate design and that I think he's wrong. So let's just get right into it.
Change their logos every now and then. It's a way for them to stay hip, to evolve with the times, to show everyone that they're still cool. But a lot of the time, these changes suck, and they piss me off way more than they should. So today...
I disagree. I disagree with that statement. Logo changes are good. That's it. Because if you look at other logos, it's like, it looks so archaic. Don't you just love that clean, minimalist, modern design? It's just a great improvement upon things.
I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about and tell you why most company logos suck now. I'm going to try and break this video up into a bunch of different segments, but I guarantee you I'm going to fly off the rails because that's just how I work. Let's talk about Google. When Google changed their logo from this clean serif font to this, it was the end of the world. Everybody flipped out, myself included, because this just looked childish. Even used some animation with kids drawing the logo in chalk to reveal it. Like, it felt like they thought I was stupid. But then I realized something. I am stupid. You want to...
But have you seen the original Google logo? Like, from the early 2000s? It looks cheap. The new one today is clean. The text is clear. It's all even. It's like, it's an improvement. The old one is just terrible. It looks like unprofessional even.
Find me, what do? You search my name on Google, this video pops up. You click on it and you watch it on Google. You keep watching until Google reminds you got to go to work, so you use Google to get there, and then you check Google all day. This video was written in Google. Like, Google does everything. So this logo...
That is true. Google does own like 30% of the internet or more. It's a borderline monopoly, to be honest.
It works. It's grown on me. And if their whole mantra is making shit simple for you, this redesign did exactly what it was supposed to do. But when they unveiled it in 2015, it started one of the worst trends in modern logo design. The oversimplification of everything in the entire fucking world. Oversimplification is all too common when companies try to reimagine their brand.
Have you ever heard of the statement, less is more? Minimalism is superior. It's a superior lifestyle as well. It's just better. Materialistic things don't make you happy. That's my philosophical take. Okay.
For a digital age. You got Pringles, who took way too much off the top of their guy.
It looks so much cleaner. And also, it saves the company more money because it's less ink. I don't know if it's less ink, but it's like there's less colors to use, so it's just a basic market structure. Less money equals more profits. I mean, less money to make profits. That's what's better.
I don't even know what the fuck happened to him. Firefox is just in awe.
Firefox, look at it before. It just looks so old. But with the latest logo, it's clean. It looks new, modern. The other one looks like it's from 1992. Okay, next.
Orange circle now. And Internet Explorer's logo evolution looks like...
Internet Explorer? Well, nobody uses it, so I feel like this is just irrelevant. Yeah.
Like a deathbed portrait. These brands have butchered what made them so unique in the first place because they needed to be hip and modern. But Pringles literally sells potato chips, so it's not really adding up in my head. Pizza Hut's logo has more or less been the same for decades. In 2014, they got rid of that yellow line for whatever reason, and then not too long after that, they changed it to this, a blander, uglier version of what...
This is pure just emotion he's running on, not pure logic. Look how much cleaner this design is. You don't get that stupid glare on the as you get in the older logo. This one uses also one color, so again, less ink. It's minimalistic. It's clean. I'll say that a million times.
What they already had. The pizza chain, famously known for the red roof over the building, they ditched the red roof and they got lost in the sauce. Literally. Until they changed their logo back to the one they had used in the 60s. Boom. A beautiful logo. Back from the dead. A change that made most Americans think of a time when airports didn't suck and when Domino's couldn't out Pizza the Hut. I love this logo.
Yeah, I agree. This logo is pretty clean. It's very minimalistic, but still keeps the whole premise of Pizza Hut is that I don't know, geometric shape of a roof. So I agree. This was is a good logo change.
I love it. It is clean. It manages to look retro and modern at the same time. No shitty little 3D graphics. It's flat, it's clean, and it works. And Burger King did it too. Look at this. The classic pre-9/11 version of the Burger King logo came back with a few minor tweaks, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's a clean design, and the logo does what they make. It's burgers. It's a burger. So I agree.
Will never step foot in a Burger King for as long as I live, but the logo's good. I'll give them that.
Yeah, Burger King is probably the worst place to get burgers. Everybody knows In-N-Out and McDonald's are the better ones. Fight me on that. I'll stand by it.
This trend works. And actually, I just came up with a list of companies whose logos need to go back too. Radio Shack. This one is a no-brainer to me. These guys have been in the shitter for decades. You might as well remind people of a time when they weren't. It's a fun, vibey logo that should make a comeback one.
I think Radio Shack should stay in the grave. They're just not a good business. That's my take.
Say stop fucking with crypto. Cartoon Network should bring back the classic checkerboard instead of this boring old CN
The CN, we could even minimalize the CN even more. Just remove Cartoon Network from the bottom, and that's probably even better. I think that's too busy. It needs to be minimalized even more.
Been using since 2010. I get that it's still faithful to the original, but man, this one is so much cooler. And maybe while you guys are making
I disagree. Look how busy this is. There's just way too much going on. Hurts my eyes even. It's like a strobe light, you know? If you look at it for too long, it just get all dizzy.
changes you can put on any other show than Teen Titans Go. Go, Daddy. Bring back Daddy.
Look how messy this is. And why is that guy's head hot? Or is that his hair? The older one, I don't even get. There's like a heart thing or whatever that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Yeah, the older one is just worse. They could have just made it flat text. GoDaddy.com.
Please. Also, bring back the 2013 Super Bowl commercial you guys put out. I love that. Nokia should strongly consider bringing back the fish.
That is that's a terrible logo. Look at it. Look how messy it is. It looks like there's crumbs coming off of it. It's just so messy and unclean. Looks archaic. The new Nokia logo is clean, simple. It's just the name of the company. Nokia.
I don't know what they were doing back then in 1865, but he needs to come back. Bring the fish back. Hashtag bring back the fish Nokia. I think Apple should bring back their old rainbow logo because not only does it look better, but also they'll be covered in June. Microsoft.
Wait, the rainbow logo? I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I guess it's still kind of clean. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a mix. I think either or is good. The black or the rainbow looks pretty nice and clean and modern.
Should change their logo back to this one because while I associate their new one with death and decay.
But the other one, it didn't have any branding attached to it. It's just black text. But when you see the Windows logo next to Microsoft, you know, oh, they make Windows computers. It's Microsoft. It's like the brand recognition is much better.
When I see this one, I feel like a kid again who's about to load up Backyard Baseball 2000.
Yeah, see this. He's running on pure emotion and nostalgia. That's it.
2003 and have a great time. And finally, Taco Bell. I don't know what any of you guys were thinking when you made this one, but it is absolutely, positively just not working. Going back to any of Taco Bell's previous...
Look at the old one from like 1960. That's just so messy. The letters are not even. They're just all over the place. And the 1972, 1985, that one is just plain text. There's no like logo or brand recognition with it. What they could do is just make it a bell, remove the outline. You could even remove the text. I mean, who doesn't recognize the bell at this point?
Logos would be a good move. It'd be a win in my book. It's funny because Taco Bell and Pizza Hut are actually owned by the same company, so this is something that could actually happen. Taco Bell, if you listen to me, I think the 1992 one is your ticket to win it.
But look how rough it looks. The rugged edges. It's just... I think just get rid of that purple and then just keep the bell. Make it a little bit more minimalistic. I somewhat agree with his point on this.
Clean it up a little bit, you got yourself a brilliant logo.
This sounds like the introductory portion of...
Cum? What is
He's drinking
What are you talking about?
man
What are you
milk.
drinking?
Holy shit, it's Ludwig! What's going on, man?
Dude, is that...
Is this an advert?
What's wrong? Doesn't look
It's an
fresh.
ad. I'm not
Going
gonna-
without I bought an electrolyte because this stuff drops. Titty milk. A big reason I think retro logos are starting to make a comeback these days is because I think this era of modernizing everything kind of resulted in a lack of identity for a lot of brands. Every company logo today uses the exact same font, I
don't know. I think the font that they use is much cleaner. It's not really a good example. Because usually these brands use that text and then their logo's right next to it, or you have a certain color with each letter, so they're distinctive.
exact same thickness, the exact same font spacing. And a lot of the time, you just wind up losing all sense of who you are and where you came from. Take Intel, for example. Intel decided to ditch that classic swooping circle that encompassed their entire logo since 2005. They changed the lettering to the most cookie-cutter, generic tech company-ass font they could find and decided that the only thing that should set their brand apart from all the other manufacturers was a tiny blue square.
Yeah, this is minimalistic and clean. Look how much clean the circle didn't even have to be there. Yeah, it adds a little bit of brand recognition, but they reference that in the blue square. That's yeah.
They even got rid of the chime. You know, the dun-dun-dun-dun. They changed that shit. And I don't even think you heard the new one because no one cares anymore. They made that change, and then boom, the stock price plummeted. Coincidence? Yes.
Or probably just terrible business management.
But that swoop was Intel. And this border, you probably know what that is too. Heinz, right? Heinz unveiled the brand refresh a few years ago that I am in love with. It unified all their products under that familiar keystone. Used to be an inconsistent mess of different shapes and sizes and fonts, and now it's just Heinz. Imagine if they got rid of that. Imagine if they got rid of the arch in the text. Like, this is just an inseparable part of the brand identity. And now imagine Kraft completely removing all the defining characteristics.
Yeah, that looks terrible. I don't know why they added the stupid, like, flowery burst of color right there. That just looks messy. And they copied, like, the Amazon smile. I don't know why would they do that.
Of the brand in one fell swoop. The strong blue text and that quintessential red border around it. Gone like that. And then imagine them realizing their mistake and changing it right
Yeah, that one's way more minimalistic. I agree.
back. If it ain't broke, Don't fix it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time, especially if the wheel is fucking rolling. It's always funny when a billion-dollar company decides to spend a fuck ton of money on a redesign, only for it to be a complete and utter failure. Take Tropicana, for instance. Back in 2009, they tried changing the packaging of their orange juice to this, in a change that cost $35 million and resulted in a 20% drop in orange juice sales.
That's just terrible business management. I don't know, like, I don't know why they would just put, like, it looks like a mimosa on the side or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of just a terrible idea.
Who the fuck thought this was a good idea? The Tropicana packaging was like second only to Coke in terms of recognition. The orange with the straw in it, that's genius. This shit was Kellogg's.
Yeah, what they could have done is like a minimalistic take on that design. Maybe like get rid of the ridges and bumps on the orange and just put the straw and put the Tropicana text above it. That would be a much better option, I think.
And this shit was malto meal, okay? The new design was ugly. It was cheap.
Because with the new design, you can't really tell, like, if you don't know how to read or you can't see the text, it's hard to tell that, yeah, that's orange juice.
Cheap looking, and it was unnecessary. And it's no surprise that they changed everything back exactly the way it was in under 2 months. Because at the end of the day, that fucking orange with the straw in it is Tropicana. And they're still using that logo today. Again, it ain't broke. Don't fix it. Reebok tried to reinvent the wheel in 2014, completely abandoning the brand mark that made them famous. And they switched it to a triangle. A triangle. Yeah, that didn't last long. Papa John's had the name of the restaurant in that arched green border, and they got rid of the border. And then they got rid of the apostrophe. Canonically,
They also got rid of the Papa. And that was their major mistake. Forget the logo.
revealing that there are multiple Johns. And one time, Vegemite tried changing its name to iSnack 2.0. I'm not kidding. I don't know what kind of
Nobody eats Vegemite. Normal people don't eat Vegemite. It's absolutely nasty and disgusting.
Walter Hartwell White, 308 Negra Arroyo Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico type shit these guys were smoking. But get me some of that right now. There's ways to build on the legacy of company branding without completely trashing it. Take Android, for example. Android thinned down their logo, they cut the fat, and they kept the most important part, that little funny green man. Don't get me wrong, the font is cliche as fuck. Everybody uses it, but at least my little Grimblow's still there. This one's gonna be controversial.
I think the Android one was an improvement. I agree. Much more minimalistic. The other text was stupid. It was just way too messy.
But Warner Brothers actually had one of my favorite logo redesigns in recent memory. The old logo was on its deathbed. You cannot refute.
Yeah, look how, like, it looks cheap, but the new one looks, you know, modern, clean. But it still encapsulates the elements from the old. So you still get, like, that shield and the WB in the same sense.
That I don't care. That thing was hooked up to 5 fucking ventilators, bro. They thinned it down, they preserved the famous shape of the emblem, and they still gave it room to breathe and adapt. This is good. It's good. I'm sorry. It's good. Gap, on the other hand, holy shit. This is what you don't do. All right? I've talked about this one before because it cost them $100 million to make this change.
Yeah, the Gap logo was minimalistic already, as it is. How much simpler could you get? It's just blue and GAP. It's like, yeah, they didn't need any change. I agree.
And they changed it back after 6 days. But oh my God, you took a perfectly reputable logo from a household name in affordable clothing, an American staple, and you turned it into a douchebag Silicon Valley awesome.
Yeah, it looks more like a tech company logo. I think that was a total miss right here. I'm not gonna watch the whole video in this video because, yeah, you should watch this video on your own. Okay, that was my take on why I think jschlatt is wrong, and corporate logos are nice and minimalistic and clean and good. It's an improvement. Okay, that's it. Bye. If I sound like I'm being too harsh, I'm not trying to. I like jschlatt. I'm subscribed and I watched all his videos from beginning to end, even all his streams. I watch all his streams. I'm a super fan. But when it comes to corporate logos, I think his opinion is just wrong. That's all.